We are going live in just 1 second. Lots of video, lots of comedy, lots of commentary on the way. Do not leave your monitor. Well, I guess we're not going live on Twitch tonight, but that's okay. We will just go live right here and right now. Hello and welcome to another edition of Rob Carson's What in the World? Hi, it's me. We're going live. It's a hair hat day. I've been hanging around the house all day. It's my day off. And so I just said I'm screwing it. I'm not putting a hat on. Check this out. Look at this mullet action I got going here for not having my hair cut in a couple months. Look at this. Look at this nonsense here. Oh, my Lord in heaven. So, tucking it. And just wearing a hat tonight. So, hello. How are you? I actually went to Great Clips today. And they had a 215-minute wait or something stupid like that. And I said, yeah, you know what? I've waited this long. You know, I can look like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Yeah, not a big deal. Not a big deal. I did shave them. You know why I shaved today? Because today I did some work for Newsmax TV, right up here, Newsmax. Third week of the show this weekend. We're taking it to a new level. It is going to be a blast. Got an awesome editor, Brian Schlossberg, also known as Flounder, Washington, D.C. He is editing. I'm doing the funny. And there you go. So we'll just start with something kind of fun, just right off the top here. This is what I did today, right here. Boom. Just took those out of the oven like literally 10 minutes ago. Had one. Had some ridiculously awesome cornbread. I've been living in Kansas City now for 5 years. I lived in Kansas City a long time ago when I got out of college, and I learned I've been preaching the gospel of Kansas City barbecue around the country for a long time. Those are some ribby roos I made tonight. Those are some St. Louis style spare ribs. This is just the flap over here. This bottom part. It's just called the flap. That's what I call it anyway. Smoked them, and oh my God, in heaven, my kids are down there eating ribs and beautiful, beautiful cornbread that I just kind of doctored up a little bit. I did Jiffy corn muffin mix, nothing wrong with that. And then I just added some green chilies, put some butter on the top at the end. Ooh, really good. So let's talk a little bit about the coronavirus, shall we? Because everybody's still freaking out about that. You know, the president's doing a terrible job. Everybody's dying. It's all his fault, right? U.S. has recorded more than 92,000 COVID deaths so far, the highest by any country in the world. You know, and we got a big population. But according to the population, it only accounts for it's eighth in the world with regard to numbers of death per capita. So here's the thing: we've got a lot of people. Turn us down a little bit. We've got a lot of people who are testing positive for COVID. We've got a lot of people who are dying from COVID, and there are a lot of people who are dying from other stuff. And it's being attributed to COVID, including a guy the other day who died of alcohol poisoning. And he was given that. And in some states, they're not only attributing it to COVID when they test positive, but also if they don't know, if they're symptomatic. So these numbers are being inflated. They are being inflated. Is this a serious problem? Hell yeah. Do I want to catch it? Hell no. But right now, you look at the USA, Belgium's up on top. There's Spain, Italy, United Kingdom, France, Sweden, Netherlands, Ireland. As far as rate of people who will die, very small. Very, very small. Your chances of dying, if you get it, your chances of surviving about 99.9 or 99.8%. You're not going to die. So knock it off. Does it suck? Yes. Do some people, suffer because of it? Yeah, I've got a couple of friends who survived it. One of them was an older gentleman, probably close to 70 years old. The other one had a heart condition. We could touch the hair here. My buddy Paul Chapman, 99-year-old World War II veteran. Maybe you saw the story. He survived. Because he's not. I can't remember the expression he used the other day, but it was incredible. He's something. He's not a panicker. Anyway, it's marvelous. So I go to work every day. I am meeting people every day. Nobody in my company. I think one person is tested positive for COVID. That's all I know of. There are about 200 people who work in my company. It's about all I've heard. Do we still need to be careful? Hell yeah. Do we need to be afraid of walking our dog? If you do, stay the F home. All right, if you're scared of walking your dog, honestly, nobody wants to be around you anyway because you're insufferable. All right, if you think that if you stand within 5 feet of somebody, and you're dead, and 6 feet away from people, you're completely safe because of social distancing, you're an idiot and you should just stay home. All right. If you think going to the beach and walking on the beach or getting in the water at the beach is going to give you COVID-19, you're an idiot. You need to stay home. Speaking of idiots staying home, and I'm not talking about me, Joe Biden, wow. He had a couple of, town halls. We'll get to that in just 1 minute. But I do want to mention the President of the United States. He admitted that he is actually taking hydroxychloroquine. Now, everybody freaked out initially because Donald Trump said you should try hydroxychloroquine. He did it on the basis of science, and he's surrounded by medical experts. They started using it in Australia a couple months ago, and it showed promising results with 2 of my friends that they both recovered using it. Zithro and hydroxychloroquine. One stayed off a ventilator because he told the doctor, let me try hydroxychloroquine before you put me on the ventilator with my wife, and there's an 85% chance we die. Took it within 48 hours, he was done. President actually admitted, hey, man, I'm taking it.
A lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine. Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right, I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. Now, I hope to not be able to take it soon because, I hope they come up with some answer. But I think people should be allowed to. I got a letter from...
I think it's kind of ballsy that the president's doing it. He's saying, I've taken so much grief. I've gotten so much grief for talking about it. Everybody says, oh, Donald Trump supports it. He's wrong. Everybody's going to die, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Millions of people take it every year. President's taking it. Okay, we'll see what happens. Nancy Pelosi, of course, did a kind of a backhanded, passive-aggressive insult to the president with regard to his taking hydroxychloroquine. Sitting here talking to Anderson Cooper.
As far as the president is concerned, he's our president, and I would rather he not be taking something that has not been approved by.
Well, it actually has been approved, and nothing really has been FDA approved to treat coronavirus because there's a process, but people have endorsed using it.
The scientist, especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese, they say. So,
what a complete and utter douche move on her part. Let's hear that again.
Especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese, they say. So I think it's not a good idea.
Okay, she's a happy American grandma. Did you know that? There's an acronym for that. Happy American grandma. Yeah, that's what Nancy Pelosi is. Here she is, a happy, for those of you who are probably liberal and don't know, here's Nancy Pelosi. She is say it with me, happy American grandma. Hey, thanks, happy American grandma. You're awesome. Just, he's not morbidly obese. Okay, there are people in the Democrats. That's not morbidly obese. All right. Now the president is not William Howard Taft. He is a big and tall guy. Yeah, he's like 6'4". They got that big and tall section. I'm not quite there, thank God. I'm kind of happy that I'm still in the regular size. But I'll never wear skinny jeans. I'll tell you that. No. But that's how Nancy Pelosi, she's kind of a little passive aggressive. Decides to hit the president on his weight. Whatever. He gets called names every day. He's Hitler. He's killing people. He has blood on his hands. That's not calling somebody names, but he goes through this crap every single day. So he decided to hit back at Nancy Pelosi.
These people are sick. Pelosi is a sick woman. She's got a lot of problems, a lot of mental problems. We're dealing with people that have to get their act together for the good of the country.
No, Nancy Pelosi would rather stand in front of her $24,000 freezer and eat her gelato, which, by the way, someone stocks for her. Yeah, it's at $12 a pint, and there's like 50 pints, and someone stocks it for her. I'm doubting she goes to the grocery store. I don't think she's been to the grocery store for a while. She doesn't look like she enjoys eating. Doesn't look. Hi, Rusty. How are you? Hello, Nick. Hello, Paul, my friend. But Pelosi decided to hit back today, saying that Donald Trump is like a kid who tracked doggy-doo into the house.
He tweeted last Tuesday that he wondered if he'd gotten away with murder. He retweeted this morning about Psycho, as he calls him, Psycho Joe.
Are we talking about Joe Scarborough?
Yes. It's
Well,
appropriate for the president to do that on Twitter, to do that in general.
you're asking me about the appropriateness of the actions of this president of the United States? So
I think
completely.
you're partially slipping a little bit there. You need to put a little bit more of the stuff on there to keep on.
Completely inappropriate in so many ways that it's almost a given. It's like a child who comes in with mud on their pants or something. That's the way it is. They're outside playing. That's what he comes in with doggy do on his shoes, and everybody who works with him has that on their shoes too.
Not sure if I get the whole analogy, but sure.
For a very long time to come. So I don't know. I hear doctors talk to me about saying, what's the matter with him? The things he says are so inappropriate for a president of the United States.
And what you say as a Speaker of the House is better?
Comments he makes about women, so inappropriate. So no, I don't think it's appropriate. But again, there's a mark.
Well, I'm trying to get the whole doggy poop thing. What the hell was that all about? I'm not sure. Hello, Stephanie. How are you? Hello, Larry. Welcome. Much to come on the show, including, going to get into here just one second here, Joe Biden and his campaign events on television. Well, on the web, I should say. Everybody's Zooming. Are you Zooming? I'm not Zooming. I actually call my mom on the phone. It's kind of funny. But I'm not Zooming. But Joe did have a gaffe-filled campaign, virtual campaign this week. Let's start with Joe Biden and leaving the door open while there's a goose outside.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You're going to hear there's a pond on the other side of my property here. A lot of Canadian geese. If you hear them honking away, they're cheering. That's what they're.
No. That is actually Canadian election interference, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Canadian people, the Canadian government, attempting to take down a presidential candidate and upset an election.
Just lack of words, it's lack of action. Congress gave the administration tens of billions.
You could do this inside. You were in the basement last week.
Billions of dollars for helping Main Street lending. It's called the Main Street Lending Program to help small and medium-sized businesses. It's been 2 months since Congress gave.
Yeah. They've already given the money to the businesses. Actually, they've divvied it up. You idiot! It's already been spent. It's already been sent. It wasn't enough. We need to open things up because the government will never be able to make up for people's businesses shutting down. People are losing their businesses. I'm seeing storefronts boarded up all over the place. It's time to open the damned country up again. The miserable government response. Although my sister is on unemployment, she's actually, I think, almost doing as well as she would being unemployed, and that's happening all over the country. But small businesses have been shut down. It's not enough. Here's a little bit more with Joe Biden and his troublesome goose.
Blinders off from most people.
You know, the people who...
Oh, there's the governor of Michigan. Not looking so polished tonight. Her face normally looks pretty darn polished.
Weren't necessarily prejudiced, but just...
As the idiot governor of Connecticut. All three of these governments have locked down their states like morons.
Didn't focus. That's the geese you hear in the background. It's a little pond out here.
Governor Whitmer's laughing because she wants to be his vice president.
Those Canadian geese are trying to get away from the virus. Anyway.
I'll laugh at anything you say, Joe. Just make me your vice president candidate so I can be America's helicopter mom. Henry says, stop the Canadian geese at the border. Amen, I believe you. You know, they're not Canadian geese. They're called Canada geese. My wife rides my ass out. She'll say, they're Canada geese. They're not Canadian geese. But they are the bane of every friggin' golf course in America. I'm not even a golfer. I used to be, but they are. They're terrible. They poop the size of dogs. It's terrible. And then you're on the green and you got your ball there and you got a bunch of it's like a mini golf course of goose turd, obstacles there in front of you. Just ridiculous. Oh, and then here's the vice president just speaking nonsense.
This is not a moment for excuses or deflections or blame game. We're in the middle of a pandemic that had cost us more than 85,000 jobs as of today.
That was like the last weekend. It was about 20 million.
Lives of millions of people, millions of jobs. And we're in a position where we just got new unemployment insurance this morning numbers.
Wow. Hi, Joe. What's going on? Oh, and then he decided to call Donald Trump, because Donald Trump calls people's names. He comes up with creative names for everybody. I don't think they're the best usually, Like, for instance, Pocahontas with Elizabeth Warren. It should have been Pocahontas because F-A-U-X means false. It's funnier that way. But he called her Pocahontas, and Hillary Clinton was a crooked Hillary. These aren't real difficult. It's low-hanging fruit. But Joe Biden decided to come up with a name for the president.
Why have they failed to get this money out to the folks who desperately need it to stay afloat? Is it incompetence? Corruption? Trump was out there tweeting again this morning. I call him President Tweety. Reopen the country. And
President Tweety. So if Joe Biden has geese outside, Canada geese outside, he should be Vice President Honky. I think that's what Barack Obama called him. Just, hey, President Honky, or Vice President Honky. Hey, Barack. Don't forget me in the next election. Barack. Okay, Vice President Honky. Oh, Bill de Blasio. This is just as amazing. This man is the worst mayor in America, worst mayor of New York City ever. He has fumbled and bumbled his way through this. They got the worst governor out there, and because he held daily press conferences, and apparently he has some chiseled features and possibly pierced nipples, which was one of those things that went around for a couple of days. Not true, but it looked like he did, and women got all hot about it. Democrat women all got all hot about it. And yet they allowed COVID patients to get into nursing homes, go into nursing homes and killed thousands of elderly people because of it. Fumbled and bumbled, wanted 30,000 respirators, didn't need, only needed 5,000 of them. Needed hospital beds, had to have the Navy ship come in with all the hospital beds, didn't need any of them. The hospitals were not overrun in New York City, but he was chicken little. These men are morons. Well, here is de Blasio talking about, this is Memorial Day weekend, by the way. This is the big kickoff of summer, and we can't do anything. Here he is making sure that you have no fun at all when it comes to New York beaches.
If you want to walk on the beach, fine, enjoy that. But
But you can walk on the beach, but
swimming, no lifeguards, no parties, no barbecues, no sports. It's just
no sports. Listen, you can't play paddleball on the beach. You can't play volleyball on the beach. You can walk on the beach. You can walk by. You can't stop. You can't put up an umbrella. You can't get in the water. I hope New Yorkers bring their effing picnic baskets and their volleyballs, and they bring their swimsuits, and they get in the damned effing water. And I would love to see the authorities of this douchebag attempt to stop it.
It's just open space that you can walk on, take it in, and then get back home. But if we see...
Just like that scene in Vacation, the movie, it's like they saw the national anthem. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I like that.
People start to turn it into something like what happens in a traditional summer with beaches.
Like people having fun.
We'll give a few warnings for sure to the people of this city and to the people of the...
And then we'll roll in the tanks and start shooting people, just like China, because I am a communist and I love me some Chinese. Actually, didn't say that, but he's thinking it.
Communities near the beaches that, we don't see the right thing, will have to be stricter. So the fencing will be in position and ready, but it won't be put up initially. If it did have to be put up, it would simply cut off all the entry points to the beaches. I don't want to do that. It's not.
I say, you know what? Try it. That'll get me kicked off of Facebook, I'm sure. My other Facebook pages have been shut off, by the way. They've been shut off altogether. Because, whatever reason. Because I'm a conservative. What do you do? What do you do? Barack Obama went after Donald Trump during he was doing a commencement address, I guess, to HBCU, historically black colleges and universities, I guess. Towards the end of the speech, generally when you leave the White House, and George W. Bush showed the wherewithal and the decorum to not rip on the new president. And he never did in so many years. Barack Obama does it because he's a petty little petulant. Another word that starts with P and ends in Rick, I'm thinking. Here he is getting all passive-aggressive, not saying the president's name, but, implying he's incompetent.
More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing.
I guess if I normally when you see him speaking to a group of African Americans, he kind of starts speaking differently, He's not doing it this time. Normally, it's like, hey, how you doing? And all of a sudden, let me ask you a question, all that. So, but apparently not this time. But anyway, here he is with the passive-aggressive stuff.
A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge. If the world's going to get better, it's going to be up to you.
Okay. Well, no, actually, because you're just getting out of college and you got to get a job. So chances are, you might start as a bartender, but all the bars are closed. So you maybe can get a job at Amazon or Walmart or Costco if you're lucky and work in the warehouse. Donald Trump, I guess, did the same kind of passive-aggressive thing. He said that, there was a former president named that sounded like Barack Obama. Maybe he was kind of, bad. Yeah. All right, let's move on. One of the, what I'm saying, some people are saying this is like one of the worst graduation speeches. Let me remove this here, pardon me. I have to look over here because I run all of my video and stuff. Ben Sass, he's a Republican congressman from the state of Nebraska. He's speaking to the Fremont High School graduating class of 2020, and he just sounds kind of like he's pissed. He's kind of like pissed. Here is Ben Sass. He is so sassy, Ben Sass, delivering the Fremont High School graduating class commencement speech.
Congratulations, parents, teachers, and coaches. Not that there's really any meaningful distinction among those categories anymore at this point. If you're a parent, you're a teacher. Thanks a lot, China. Just climb the rope. Sure,
Thanks a lot, China. Now he's talking about the climbing the rope analogy in gym class, which I tried once when I was a kid. I fell right down.
Now and then the rope is a metaphor, but honestly, most of the time, it's just a big rope, and you have to climb it. If you don't get that joke, talk to your mom and dad back in the day when we were a lot fitter than you people are. You're going to say...
Wait, he just insulted the class. He's doing the speech where he kind of sounds like he's pissed off. Thanks a lot, China. And then he talks about the rope. Well, you don't get it because you're not fit anymore because you're all a bunch of snowflakes and you're fat and everything. Back to my speech that I didn't shave for, didn't put a jacket on, and didn't tie my tie.
Stuff at your high school reunion ceremonies. Remember that time that China started a big global pandemic that created the worst public health crisis?
Aren't you supposed to be saying like inspirational stuff like dream big dreams and, I grew up on a farm. I never expected to be a senator. No, it's not that. He sounded a little bit like your dad when he drinks a little too much at a family gathering.
In over a century and brought the economy to its knees. And we had to stay at home and everybody was hoarding toilet paper.
And your mother, she kept telling me, you got to do this. And I can't get anything right around here. And I'm telling her, is there anything I can do right around here? Apparently, maybe you just ought to go live someplace else.
Watch this documentary about some weirdo dude who raised tigers.
If you're over 40, shouldn't be using the word dude.
Why am I giving you all this bad news? Well,
Because I'm a little drunk and kind of pissed.
The pandemic and the murder hornets, and the fact that the Tiger King lady definitely killed her husband.
And your mother and I aren't talking.
Husband and the black hole. We are going to beat the virus. We've got 5 different American pharmaceutical companies doing amazing research to develop a vaccine. We're going to have a serious reckoning with the thugs in China who let this mess spiral out of control by lying about it. Your generation is going to have a big calling.
Okay, and happy graduation. Throw your hats in the air. Thanks a lot, China. I like Ben Sass. I don't have a problem with him. It's not the most inspirational speech in the world, you know. It's not the most. God almighty. Wow. Oh, this is funny. Trump campaign, they're trolling Biden over making a new mini-series called Truth Over Facts. It's basically makes fun of the vice presidents, the former vice presidents, the vice president honkies bumbling and fumbling. Here is this. It's actually pretty funny, and if it were on TV, I think I'd actually watch it.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Oh, Biden, I'm a Democrat. I'm not going nuts.
You'd be the oldest president in American history.
Are you Winston really? Churchill. All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
It's Chris, but anyway.
It would put 720 million back in the workforce. We choose truth over facts.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of what we call
Truth Over Facts.
Today we're examining the curious case of Sleepy Joe and, the thing. Our investigation begins at a recent campaign stop in Texas.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Sounds like Bill Cosby used to go, the thing, and it sounds like, that thing.
You know the thing.
The thing was Mr. Biden, who had access to our nation's top secrets during his disgraceful 8 years as vice president, trying to reveal state secrets. Some have suggested...
They're making this look like a real show. That's funny.
He was.
Yeah, bro, I was the first to tweet that I know the truth about the thing. I've seen every national treasure over 87 times.
Yeah, me too.
National documents. As it relates to the thing, I know exactly what he meant. Second Declaration of Independence.
And let's not forget that book in the Library of Congress, the presidential book that shows, Area 51 and stuff. That was from the second national treasure.
So we spent the last few days digging around in search of truth over facts. Thank you for sitting down with us. Let me ask, is there a second Declaration of Independence?
Is there a map, a treasure map on the back of the original one?
So there you have it. Joe Biden, who often doesn't know what state he's in, or that Margaret Thatcher is no longer the Prime Minister of Great Britain, has not, in fact, discovered a new Declaration of Independence. Join us next time when we will work with a renowned sketch artist who will reveal who or what is a lying, dog-faced pony soldier.
I guess I'm done, aren't I?
Okay, see, that's using humor to make a point. That's what I love. I've been doing that for years, although sometimes not so successfully. But, I wrote for Limbaugh for over 20 years, and, you make a point with humor. It's better. That's funny. That's funny. Conservatives can be funny. I know. Hello, Carol. Hello, Jason. Hello, Bob. Please share right now that this broadcast is going on. Will you please on your page right now so we can build this audience? Okay. By the way, Newsmax TV back on this weekend. Okay. I believe I'm going to be on 4 o'clock Eastern Standard on Saturday, Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern. And this week's show, you're going to laugh your ass off. It's really good. Really good. So make sure to check it out. Set your DVRs. Channel 349 on DirecTV and a host of other channels. So. I already did that story last night. Let's move on to another one. So there's a gym in New Jersey. People just want to work out because working out makes you healthier. But some moron decided that gyms couldn't be open. even though there's nothing that says that a gym will cause any issues or you'll get coronavirus. There's no known cases of coronavirus that have been caused by being at a gym. That said, here is the gym earlier this week when police arrived as they attempted to open their doors. Okay, so that's Atlas Gym, by the way, Belmar, New Jersey. And police arrived on the scene. Now, this happened a couple of days ago. The police arrived, and they were cool about it.
Speak your piece, and don't worry about it. We are and we're only here for everybody's safety today. We plan for the worst, hope for the best, and it seems like that's what we have out here today. Yeah. The best. Formally, you are all in violation of the executive order. On that note, have a good day. Everybody be safe.
Okay, there you go. Okay, he said that we saw the best. Today we saw the best. Expected the worst, we saw the best. That didn't fly with the asshole in the governor's office in the state of New Jersey. People were arrested. Citations were given.
Yes!
I'm Lieutenant Tran of the Belmar Police Department. This gathering is declared to be a violation of the governor's order. You are directed to immediately and peaceably disperse. If you did not disperse, you could be charged. Oh, okay. You can protest from your vehicle. You can exit the area at either end of the park.
Okay, this man is saying you have no freedom of association. You have no freedom of speech. When did this become okay? When did ratting out neighbors become okay? When did banning church services become okay? When did protesting become not okay? When did we become effing China? In the last 2 months we have. Particularly in Democrat-controlled states. Unacceptable. Chad, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you joining me tonight. Oh, this is kind of funny. Joe Biden is doing a little tit-for-tat with Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump Jr. saying that Joe Biden... there's this meme going around that Joe Biden is a pedophile. And I don't know if I don't think Joe Biden's a pedophile. I think he's a creep. I think he's a good old-fashioned creep. And he has always been a good old-fashioned creep who's kind of wielded his position of power to rule over women, to take advantage of women. There are numerous women who've come forward and said what he has done is absolutely inappropriate. This is just a little montage that's been going around of Joe Biden around children, you just decide for yourself. There he is, hanging out at the White House. Little girl there, just kind of standing there. Biden moves his hand. Okay, not comfortable with that. Not comfortable with that at all.
Thank you. All right. Well, nice to see you.
Here's another uncomfortable little girl.
Back home, I hope.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
In just a moment, I'm going to show you what Jon Stewart had to say about that, and what liberal late night television said about Uncle Joe just a couple years ago. Okay, you're really no kiss for you. No, that's creepy, and you smell like mothballs. Here's another one. Oh, yeah, I don't know you. You're old and you smell like mothballs. And you are doing the old sniff of the hair, which you're becoming quite popular with, actually, lately. Her sister's going, please, God, don't let him sniff my hair. Also, here's another kid here. Oh, and look, he's keeping the kid behind there. No, you can just stay here. I'll play with your hair. Hey, it's okay. So there you go. You got a babysitter? Hello. Okay, here's another kid. Don't smell me, please. Don't whisper in my ear. You smell like mothballs. You're old. I don't know you. Leave me alone.
Here we go. Get everybody in.
Another group photo. Another group. Not a group photo. I'm sorry. I always slip when it's pictures of him.
Okay.
Another group photo. There it is. He's group. Yeah. Right now, there she is. Like, if I were a figure skater, maybe this would be okay, and you're my partner. But, honestly, I don't know you, so take your hand off me, old guy. Is there any woman that would want his hand around
Look
her?
up the photographer up top. Oh, there he is.
Got to look up top there. Nothing to see down here, that's for sure. There you go. And another kid, I can smell her hair. Smell her hair. There, old Uncle Joe.
Remember what I told you last time I saw you? Do you remember what I told you?
No, but I'm terrified. And will you please move your hand?
No dating till you're 30.
No dating till you're 30. Okay. A little close there to my daughter. I would smack his hand right off of my daughter. So anyway, whether or not you believe Joe Biden is a pedophile or whatever, he's a creep. I'm saying it's not, if you don't think any of that is creepy, you're wrong because nobody else does it. And if they do, they're usually called creeps. Here is Jon Stewart just a few years ago with Samantha Bee before we got our own show, talking about Joe Biden's behavior.
I can still see it! What could you possibly be saying to her?
No kiss for you. Remember that? That's her.
Be still, my child, while I absorb your precious life source.
John is a complete lib, but funny lib.
It's apparently a Senate rite of passage. You're not officially sworn in until Delaware Joe has felt up one female member of your immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
Immediate family. Here's what's so weird about this. Biden is actually very good on women's issues in general.
No means no. The right of women to decide for themselves whether or not they want to use contraception. No man has a right to raise a hand on a woman.
See, in general, he's great. It's the moments with actual women he seems to have a problem with. For more on the situation with the vice president, we go to senior White House correspondent Samantha Bee. Sam,
there you go. All right, here's Samantha Bee.
John, I just came from a one-on-one interview with Vice President Biden.
This is back when Samantha Bee could actually make fun of Democrats. So she doesn't do that anymore. Now she's pretty much just insufferable.
I thought you might have.
Yeah, he swears he's seen the error of his ways. And for her part, this reporter believes him.
Sam, I'm just curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
What was Biden doing while you spoke with him, Bunny?
Well, he had just finished writing "I will not grope women" 100 times on a chalkboard, and then he was eating strawberry preserves without any utensils.
So he's keeping busy with his hands.
Yes, a whirlwind of activity, John. Yeah. And then as he began to change the oil on his motorcycle while also enjoying some Cheetos, I turned to leave, and say goodbye. But Biden turned to me and he said, come back so I can shake your hand. And I did, John. The vice president shook my hand. Can you believe it?
Well, great interview, Sam.
Thank you so much.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, they could actually make fun of a Democrat Party member. It was nuts. It was crazy. Hello, Margie. Hello, Carol. Did you see Ryan Seacrest? Ryan Seacrest, some people thought maybe he had a stroke on TV the other night. This is American Idol, I guess a live shot. Watch this. Here he comes.
Cynthia Erivo and the top 11 right there. You can catch her playing Aretha Franklin on the National Geographic Limited series Genus Aretha, premiering.
Okay, let's try it again. Here he is.
Cynthia Erivo and the top 11 right there. You can catch her playing Aretha Franklin on the National Geographic Limited series Genus Aretha, premiering this.
Okay, now a lot of people are saying stroke. Because he's the heir apparent of the Dick Clark legacy. He is, and Dick Clark had a stroke, and it was tragic. He was one of my heroes, and in the last few years of his life, he spent not being able to speak. And they did New Year's Rockin' Eve with Dick Clark there, and it was uncomfortable. It was terrible. And Ryan Seacrest was there to kind of pay homage to him by having him on the show, and Mr. Clark passed away. But I mean, if you just look at this picture, you go, "Oh my God, he had a stroke." Look at this. You got the one side kind of weird and the other side wide open and, all that stuff. He's back today. He's back on the morning show that he does with Kelly Ripa, and they say he's just exhausted. That's fine. Okay, I'll take his word for it. Although he does act rather drunk. Just saying, he might have had a little bit too much the night before, whatever. I'm not, it's could be exhaustion. Do you talk like that when you're exhausted? I don't know. I've never been that tired before. Oh, this is funny. There's a guy who went into Target. This is the UK Daily Mail. He's very concerned about his safety, so he decides to make his own hazmat suit to prevent himself from getting the coronavirus. Okay, so here he is, and this is an unknown. This is on UK Daily Mail, and nobody knows this guy's name.
Last October. See, my boyfriend gonna want one. My mom. Listen,
your boyfriend and your mom going to want one of these? I can make one. I can find that tape and that plastic. I think that's a dry cleaning bag.
Yo, what's this made out of?
Only problem is, notice his hands aren't covered there. That might be kind of a negative.
And I did it with Reflect last October.
There it is. Yeah, I'm not thinking this is going to catch on. I'm just not thinking this is going to catch on. I got some funny videos. Stick around. Hey, Greg, how you doing? And also Gabe and Ray and Layla. How are you, Layla? And Phil. So parks are closed all over the world. So Dad decides he's going to have a little bit of fun with his kid. All right, he's going to create a fun play park for his kid. Problem is, he's in Puerto Rico and he's about 8 stories up on the balcony. And he built are you ready for this? Because you know if you're prone to heart palpitations. They're going to happen. Whee! Whee! I'm lucky. He's this stupid. He might be stupid enough to do that thing where you push your kid and you go underneath him, and then he'd just go off the end of the balcony. Whee! Whee! Yeah, I'm thinking Mom not going to be too happy about that when she gets home, particularly if she saw this. Whether she arrived and saw him outside doing that or she's seen the video online, because I'm thinking he's not sleeping there tonight. What the hell? Oh, this is really this. Are you ready for super stupid? I mean, beyond stupid. This is on a Dallas Fort Worth YouTube page. Somebody has created a way that you can eat while wearing a COVID mask. I don't know if this is real, but it is the dumbest thing that I think I've seen pretty close. Other than Democrat policies, I have seen since the outbreak. This can't be real. This cannot be real. He's opening the mask, gets the food in there, opening the mask, it closes. This cannot be real. Nobody would be that stupid. Although the guy just went in with a dry cleaning bag and duct tape. And okay, maybe they are. Hello, Phil. How are you? Well, I've got something coming up here. There is oh my God, there is a TV show coming to Fox that is. I mean, they think that you are so desperate for entertainment that a playground game that you played when you were a kid, the most simple game ever, they're making it into a massive competition like American Gladiators. I'm going to get to that in just 1 second. The United Nations has approved a list of words that you can say and words that you cannot. In 2020, mankind is being replaced by humankind. I don't care about that. Chairman is replaced by chair. Could be a chairperson. Could be a chair, thing, cis, trans, whatever. Anyway, okay, chair. Congressman is a legislator. Businessman is a representative. Businessman is a representative? Really? How about a business associate? Policeman is a police officer. Landlord is an owner. Now, that isn't not when you have some people living in the house. And that's my owner. Yeah, that's going to go over well. Okay, that's going to go over well. Boyfriend or girlfriend is replaced by partner. Stop it. Salesman is salesperson. It's kind of human-centric, don't you think? I mean, there are dogs that, are police dogs. They have jobs that humans have. You're saying that a dog can't sell a car? Yeah. Manpower has become workforce. Maiden name has become family name. Fireman is replaced with firefighter, and husband or wife is replaced with Spouse. I've heard lesbian couples say this is my wife, and I've heard gay couples say this is my husband, whatever. I don't think they're too, tripped up about it. Oh, Boston business owner. This is just a little viral clip. Boston business owner saying basically, I'd rather have COVID than not run my damn business.
I have to give up my business that I worked 25 years, sacrificed my life for, okay? For coronavirus, I'll take coronavirus over losing my business, okay? And I guarantee you, 99% of the people who are here will do the same thing.
I couldn't agree more. Let's listen to him again here, guys, because this is how America feels. This is how most small businesses feel. Not the crybaby snowflake busybodies who report people for social distance violations.
To give up my business that I worked 25 years, sacrificed my life for, okay? For coronavirus, I'll take coronavirus over losing my business. Okay? And I guarantee you, 99% of the people who are here will do the same thing.
F you, Democrat governors, and your totalitarian BS. Honestly. Ridiculous. America wants to work. And I want a freaking haircut. There you go. All right. And I want my gym to open again. I want Planet Fitness to open again. So I did something today. This is not on the subject of the coronavirus. There's a TikTok garbage disposal challenge, okay? And what you do is you stuff your garbage disposal full of ice, and then you turn it on, and then you put hot water on it. Well, I did it. I can't share it with you right now, but I'll show you the original challenge, and you're going to want to try this tonight, okay? You're going to want to try this because it freaking works. And when you turn this on, you get all sorts of black gunk that comes out of your garbage disposal. And you go, what did that? Really? Here's the challenge.
Okay, so according to TikTok, this is going to change the game. Shove a bunch of ice down into your garbage disposal.
Yep.
Since there's a bad smell, I swear this better work. Next, you let it run without water.
And you ever notice that your garbage disposal, it starts getting real stinky after a while? Watch this.
Then while it's running, you turn
now here comes the hot
water.
water. Watch this. Just wait, it gets really good.
Oh my God, it's actually working. Are you kidding me?
Guys, I did that today. Check out my Facebook page right here when the broadcast is over. It freaking works. It really works. Unbelievable. And you know how garbage disposals smell, right? And then somebody got on me, didn't you talk to a technician? You shouldn't put ice in your garbage disposal. Well, here's the deal. If I can chew ice with my teeth and not break them, the metal teeth in your garbage disposal will be just fine. They'll be just fine. Finally, last story of the day, and I do appreciate you joining me. A lot of people have been watching HGTV and the Food Network. I've been watching a lot of the HGTV because my wife really loves HGTV, and I usually cede the television to her, although I freaking hate the Property Brothers. I really do. I did like that the new show where they have the celebrities and they go in and make over a celebrity's family member, a friend that they helped out. And Michael Bublé was kind of cool to see Michael Bublé. I enjoyed that. But by and large, I find the Property Brothers insufferable because they're not. One of them is not a realtor, and the other one is not a contractor. Neither one of them. They're just models. Okay, they know nothing about selling houses, and they know nothing about refurbishing houses, and they basically turn it over to a crew to build it, and they show up with their fancy studded tool belt, and they pretend like they know what they're doing, and at the very end, they take all the credit for it. That's why I don't like the Property Brothers. A lot of shows are like that on that channel. Trust me, I know this. I auditioned. Mm-hmm. And I know more about home improvement, pardon the hair, dear Lord, the hair, than the Property Brothers. And I probably could sell a house quicker than the other Property Brother. Yeah, so anyway, Fox Television. They've decided that you are so bored that you will watch Ultimate Tag.
Tag. It's a simple game everyone played as kids. But this is far from simple. It's Ultimate Tag.
You know, they want to make it real. They should have like people like me be the last person picked and publicly shame them like I went through, like pretty much through 6th grade.
Fox tonight.
Little emotional baggage there, sorry.
Join football's Watt Brothers.
The diving Superman.
For a wild ride.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine Ultimate Freeze Tag? Woo!
On the Ultimate Playground.
Welcome to the fastest, craziest and most intense game you've ever seen. Oh my God!
It's also the dumbest game you've ever seen.
Ultimate Tag Series premiere tonight after the Masked Singer season finale on Fox.
Do they know that there are other channels? Fox, there's like Netflix and stuff, and there's like HBO and Cinemax and stuff. So you don't have to play tag and try to think people are going to watch it. But I would like to see Ultimate Foursquare or Ultimate Teeter-Totter. Ooh. Okay. So that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. I do appreciate you joining me and sharing on social media. We get a lot of views on Facebook, but unfortunately, Facebook likes to shut me down when I talk too much politics. So I am on Twitch and also on Newsmax TV, right there, Newsmax TV this weekend. Check my Facebook page at Rob Carson, my Twitter feed at Rob Carson, and my YouTube channel at Rob Carson Show. YouTube is at Rob Carson Show, which you will see this entire show there in just a few. All right. In the meantime, have a glorious evening. Don't succumb to the stupidity, and stay safe. And I will see you again very soon. God bless. Bye.